What's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick post-fight analysis video. All right, y'all. Cage Fury FC 95. There was a fight in there I wanted to cover. Wmma fight, strawweight fight between Hilarie Rose and Alannah Arnett. Hilarie Rose, as y'all know, she's 4-2. And if you're not familiar, she was in the Contender Series. She competed against Cheyenne Bays, who she dropped the decision to. And Alannah Arnett, I just recently started following her because, I've been checking her out, she's been on the jiu-jitsu scene. She's slowly been making her way into the mixed martial arts. And this was her debut. She made her debut against a seasoned fighter with 6 fights under her belt. And didn't go her way. Shout out to Alannah Arnett. Shout out to Hilarie Rose. They both put on a good fight. But she was just in there with a much polished striker. Very fluid with the strikes. Hilarie Rose just went in there, put the pressure on her, threw some nice straight shots down the middle. Good combinations, good distance management, good leg kicks. And that's what led to the stoppage in this fight. She stuffed a lot of the takedown attempts from Alannah Arnett. Stopped all the clinch attempts and just kept good distance and just slowly broke her down with the leg kicks throughout the first round into the second round and stopped her via leg kicks. 3 good leg kicks that really did damage, and they dropped Alannah Arnett in the second round. So the referee, he stepped in and stopped the fight. But real quick, just going back and looking at the first round, right away you can see the experience in the striking here. Hilarie Rose was much more comfortable. She controlled the fight with solid striking as Alannah Arnett tried to punch her way in. She controlled the clinch with some forearms and elbows. There were some brief exchanges in there, but when it went right back to the outside, fighting in the center of the octagon, it was all Hilarie Rose. Straight shots down the middle, good leg kicks, like I said, going up to the top with the head kick. I think she knew that Alannah Arnett was a little in over her head, so she started to have fun in there. She started switching levels, good front kicks to the body, and some good body kicks, good side kicks to the body that were doing damage. You can see they started to hurt Alannah Arnett a little bit, and she kind of had to go on the back foot and recover. And she also timed a couple of takedown attempts, and tripped Alannah Arnett up. And she closed out the round with a pretty dominant striking clinic. The second round, combinations once again. Combinations from Hilarie Rose just throwing Alannah Arnett off her game. She couldn't really get on the inside. And you could see the way that Alannah Arnett was throwing her shots here and there. She wasn't very comfortable. She wasn't very comfortable in sitting down on punches or, finding that angle to get on the inside. Like I said, she comes from the jiu-jitsu background, so her boxing's not really polished. Similar to Jillian Robertson, has some good movement from the outside, but she needed to really find a way to use angles and push off the back foot and land those straight shots up the middle, because there was a couple of times she was throwing some left hooks from a distance. From that distance, you're not going to land anything. You're going to get countered, and you're going to just waste energy. So Hilarie Rose saw this, so she just continued to, chop her down. She started landing some good leg kicks up in the center of the octagon, landed a big one that buckled Alannah Arnett. Then she followed up with 2 more, and that third one, it dropped Arnett on her back. And I think she started to continue, as far as trying to lure Hilarie Rose into the ground. But Hilarie Rose, she just started to fire off those leg kicks. She fired off a couple more, and the referee saw that she was a little bit hurt, so he went on and stopped it. So it was a good stoppage. Trying to avoid any further damage, especially for Alannah Arnett, her debut fight. She was just in there with a much more powerful, stronger striker. And, no need to go in there and try to last 2 or 3 rounds with somebody that's just going to continue to wail away at you at a kick you can't really defend against yet. If you can't really make the right adjustments, it's probably best to stop it, especially when you face damage, to your lead leg like that. Because Hilarie Rose was getting off some good shots. Like I said, she was switching levels. It would have been just a matter of time if she would have landed like a big head kick or something like that, So it was a good stoppage. It was a good learning experience for Alannah Arnett, and a good win for Hilarie Rose, just to showcase her striking. Like I said, Hilarie Rose, if you're not familiar, she was in the Contender Series against Cheyenne Bays, and she showed some good moments in that fight, but, still growing as a fighter. Cage Fury is a good place for these fighters to debut and grow. Again, shout out to Alannah Arnett for taking on that challenge, a fighter with 6 fights under the belt. I just showed you that these fighters, they want to go in there and face the best. MMA is just really on another level than boxing right now. So every time I can see a fighter go in there making their debut against a seasoned fighter like that and really take a chance and, earn an L, like I said, an L is not really a loss. To me, it can be a learning experience. I think it was a learning experience for Arnett. So, yeah, shout out to her and shout out to Rose for putting on a good fight. But, yeah, very good striking clinic. I'm a big fan of striking. I definitely I'm going to watch more of these Cage Fury fights, and I suggest you do the same on UFC Fight Pass. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.